So my question to you is, why do you need a niche market? Why do you need a niche? Well, if you don't define your niche and the position that you are yourself as an authority in the industry, you will always be chasing clients instead of attracting them. So you need to be very clear and define that niche today. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to have a good idea, Rachel, when we get started. And if you don't understand how you can communicate your value with clarity, value means what is the result you're giving? Write this down. Value equals result. What is the result that you are providing with clarity for your potential clients? Then they won't understand why they should choose you. If people don't come to you, it's because they're not clear on why they should come to you. Why should I come to you, Linda? Why should I come to you, Rachel? Why should I come to you, Christiane? Why? What are you going to do differently than the other one? How are you going to make me feel differently than another teacher? And simply by voicing it, you're already very different to the majority, to 90% of the websites that are going to be on Google when they're trying to type Pilates in my area. And then also, if you don't own your space and create a unique, undeniable presence, you show up with consistency with who you are, you will blend into the noise of the industry. You will be like any other teacher who just provides Pilates, who is offering Pilates services. And this is not who you are. So I want to make sure that you are clear on becoming the go-to expert with whatever you love most. The expert equals the love you have for something in particular. It doesn't mean you have to have 15 or 20 years of experience. If you have social proof, that is great. That is backing up your expertise. But it's basically you're an expert where you are putting the most love and passion in your work. It is, maybe it's pregnancy, maybe it's seniors, maybe it's men, maybe it's women, maybe it's mothers, maybe it's young people. Whatever you are after, whatever makes your heart beat the most, this is where you're going, and this is where you're going to eventually be known as the expert to go to. Because by being clear on what expert you are in your industry, this will attract the right clients. Because a client wants specific. A client is very clear on what they're looking for intuitively. Maybe not consciously, but unconsciously, they know that they're going to be attracted to you with the right message and with the right smile and with the right pictures. And it always will allow you to charge more. Experts charge more in every single domain. I charge more than the entire Pilates community where I'm in. I'm probably 40% more expensive than all my peers in the industry. I have no problem selling outside and inside the studio. And it will always help you, of course, to create more clarity and confidence, communicating very clearly, communicating very confidently. And of course, that will already help you with the sale. Isn't it easier if someone calls you and they already know what they're getting themselves into, so you don't have to spend a half an hour convincing them of you being the right person? So don't be afraid to really cut through the chase, cut through the noise, and be very clear on what you are offering specifically on your website. And you have to be okay with the fact that you will not be the right fit for everybody. And you don't have to be. You have to be the right fit for those 25 clients. If you have group sessions, you might need 60 clients for you to be the right fit. You don't need to be there for everybody. You can really stop believing that. Even though Joseph Pilates wanted to save the world, we don't have to save the world. We can contribute to saving people and their well-being and helping them with their happiness, but one client at a time. And then, of course, it makes your business sustainable. If you have a magnet presence, if you are clear on what you're offering, your clients will bring you clients. But if you don't ask them to bring you clients, if you don't ask them to tell people about their results, if you don't give them the confidence to speak about what they're doing, then they're not going to bring you clients. Then they're not going to do the marketing for you. Ask them for their help. Ask them for their support. Ask them for testimonials. So if you're unclear about who you are, how can anybody trust you? If you're not clear, if you're not sure, this is exactly the people that you're going to attract. Have you ever had, I remember at the beginning when I was starting in the industry and people were calling for Pilates. I've heard Pilates is good. and I would like to try it. And I would dabble for almost 15 minutes on the phone trying to convince them to come, because I didn't really know what I had to offer apart from offering Pilates. This is way too generic. You have to be way clearer about what you're offering. And I will show you what I offer. We'll go through this so you can be inspired by it. So what is a niche? A niche is a highly specific problem you solve for a highly specific person in a highly specific way. Write this down. Now, what makes a good niche? A niche that is specific, that is small but valuable, that is in demand, that is low in competition, and that is leaning in your strength. It is what you're doing best. These are the criterias that are making a good niche. So now we're going to play. Who are you? And what makes you different? And how can you spread those beautiful wings? And have you ever seen them when they get excited, how they attract? They go, and then they go, they start to vibrate their feathers. So I want you to start vibrating your feather. And I want you to now understand yourself and the value you can bring. And we're going to narrow this down together so you understand how you attract the specific audience and problem. Go ahead, Alexandra. Share. Please go. If you offer services, the magic number is 3. 3 different services, no more. Otherwise, you confuse, you lose. So 3 services, 3 different services. I'm not saying features. I'm not saying individual, duets, and group. That is features. What is the service behind it? What is the result that you are offering? What is the commitment you're offering? That's just the setup. Okay? That's the setup in which they can come. What is the benefit of a group class? What is the downfalls of a group class? What are the benefits of a private? What is the downfall of a private? Pros and cons. Put them clearly on the website. Now, storytelling that sells. If you want to create a story on your website, stories sell. Features, services don't. Don't have a menu. Have you ever gone to a restaurant and then you open the menu and you're like, oh my God, geez, there's so much food. There is pizza and pasta and meat and fish and Indian, okay, and curry. What is the first reaction I have, or you have, maybe? You're like, I'm not sure if this restaurant is going to be good. I mean, how can they be good at cooking Indian and pizza and pasta and fish and, okay, all right, well, what am I going to take? But if I go to an Italian restaurant that only does pasta and I have 5 dishes of pasta that is being sold to me like, you know, the one from the south of Italy with the cheese of the no and the thing and the that, I'm like, oh, I mean, my mouth is already watering. It's like, oh. And I have 5 choices. Some restaurants have 3 choices, okay? Some restaurants just have 1 menu. Take it or leave it. You can't afford going to the 5-course menu, the 5-menu solution. I would even go to 3. But make it juicy. Don't offer everything. But the moment you were given the name, that story can be your brand. Your name can be your brand. And brand doesn't mean you're going to turn it into Nike or you're turning into Apple. It's just about this is what you stand for. Your name, your persona stands for that story, for why you do what you do. And you are more than a Pilates teacher, for God's sake. You're so much more. I believe you are a problem solver. I believe you are a guide. I believe you are a leader. You're so much more. And start to believe that. Start to tell yourself